Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Drunken Guardian Gaming Podcast. Today we talk about what PS5 scalpers think of their practices, and then we discuss some casting decisions that have been made with a few future video game TV shows and movies. Join us in discussing today's community question: what video game demos did we love playing? To join the community, follow our Instagram or TikTok to follow along and talk about gaming with all of us. If you want to watch some gaming, follow our Twitch. All links are in the show description. Enjoy the show. What are you drinking now?
A Kentucky Mule.
Interesting.
Then I also have half and half, the lemonade and iced tea, to see how that tastes with whiskey.
So it's spiked Arnold Palmer.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That sounds good, actually. I haven't had any whiskey cocktails in quite a while. I really like old fashions.
Let me guess, you're doing mezcal right now?
No, I got my Blue Moon.
All right, you said beer.
Yeah. I got my Blue Moon today. I posted up a new TikTok video with a new cocktail, which was Army and Navy, which is like gin with orgeat. Do you know what orgeat is?
The fuck is that?
It's like almond liqueur. It's like a milky almond liqueur.
Can you spell it for me?
Orgeat, and tossing some bitters, and that's an Army and Navy cocktail. And some guy, I don't know if he was trolling or not, but he was like, "Oh, that's wrong." So I asked him, I was like, "Okay, I'm all ears. If I'm wrong, then tell me what's wrong." And he gets back to me and says, "All you need is whiskey and ice." And I'm like,
huh?
Yeah, that's not even remotely close. Okay, sure, you're right.
So
I'm not even gonna argue.
No, so I think that he meant like, I'm a hard ass Navy guy, so that's all we drink in the Navy, not knowing that that's the actual name of the
That's
cocktail.
the actual name. Yeah, I did not think of that. I didn't catch that. That makes sense.
If this gets included with the episode, sir, please don't take it too literal. It's just a title.
I mean, you would think though, if you're looking at any other of my cocktails, they're literally the first thing I say is the name of the cocktail. So if I say Army and Navy, it's the cocktail. But I thought that was funny anyways. Today we got some news that we're going to talk about. We got 3 articles, so it's a short week full of news. And then we'll talk about our favorite demos, right? That was your question last week?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So first thing we're going off with is Game Informer. They have confirmed that Pedro Pascal, Mandalorian, is casted as Joel in the upcoming Last of Us HBO TV show. This news comes after they announce who was casted as Ellie, which is a Game of Thrones actress, Bella Ramsey. So now I'm combining this with some other news, because not only did they cast Kevin Hart as Roland and Kate Blanchett as Lilith for the upcoming Borderlands film, they also announced
Kevin Hart as Roland.
Yeah. But they also announced, Game Informer also announced that Jamie Lee Curtis is also being casted as Patricia Tannis and Jack Black as Claptrap. So this movie's coming along nicely. This is really cool that they have all these like big names, respectable cast, for this movie, along with a respectable cast for The Last of Us. What do you think about these roles?
Well, so far everyone seems to be cast correctly. I feel like they might have to CGI a few like feet onto Kevin Hart for Roland, but so far so good. Honestly.
Yeah, well, they could do without Roland's height or his. Well, I mean, Roland was.
I feel like if they do make Roland short, they're most likely going to make fun of that.
Oh, of course they will. He always, any Kevin Hart movie always has to put in a good height joke here and there.
But yeah, I can see Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis, and definitely Jack Black as Claptrap.
It's a bit. I'm not saying that it's a bad cast, but it's a bit hard for me to picture Jack Black, like his voice as Claptrap, because it's very different. But I know it's just as comedic, so I get the casting. You think so?
But have him actually say the lines.
Okay, but they'll change his voice a bit.
probably.
That makes sense.
Because I mean, for Claptrap to have a deeper voice than Roland,
True.
because Kevin
Oh,
Hart's
that's
voice is
very
pretty high
true.
pitched.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
wanna you
mean,
wanna place a bet right now? $10 says that they're gonna make Jack Black sing as Claptrap.
sing? Oh hell yeah, yeah,
Of
they're
course.
gonna sing. He'll come out with one of his songs, one of his own versions of it, anyways. Actually, I was with my fiance watching The Croods Part Two, and once the credits rolled, I think it was The Croods. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was The Croods too. And during the credits, the end credits, you hear Jack Black in the background, and he has a very distinct singing voice.
Mhm.
You know, that Tenacious D style of singing, and I was automatically, you knew it was Jack Black, so you know he's gonna do something like that with the movie.
Of course.
But yeah, The Last of Us also, like, they casted some good people. Pedro Pascal, he I don't think he looks too much like Joel, but that's only because I'm picturing him with that mustache he's always running around in.
Maybe with the beard, definitely.
But yeah, I can picture him more like he doesn't get a haircut. He lets the beard grow out. I could definitely see it.
Like
He's
fucking Oscar Isaac, a Solid Snake. Have you seen the picture?
I I can
Hold on.
picture I can picture him as Snake, but they have a, is it like a artist conception or something?
Hold on. I'm gonna send you a link to it right now. I'm assuming it's an artist conception or whatever, but either way, like it looks really fucking good.
Okay.
Here. That is
Has it been official that he is casted?
uh as far as I'm concerned, yes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, I could definitely see it. Even as Big Boss.
I mean, Snake is a clone of Big Boss, so.
No, because with the gray hair and the eye patch, he still pulls it off.
Oh hell yeah.
That looks really good. That's definitely a artist conception, but it
I mean, you
looks,
can still
yeah,
see the brow, definitely.
yeah. That's very well done. I could see that happening. So I mean, I'm hoping Hollywood is finally understanding how putting together a video game movie is, or a TV show for that matter.
Let's hope that Monster Hunter was the last bad one.
Well, that was because of what's his name. He doesn't. I don't know what his thoughts are when he comes up with these video game movies, because Mortal Kombat was good, and that was just because it was the '90s, and rarely did you see a video game movie. But now that so many had been, out there and they can't get it right, I don't know.
All I know is like I have high hopes for Oscar Isaac a Snake.
Well, let's just hope the writing is just as good though, because you can have a perfect cast and still fuck it up because of the bad writing, bad script,
Very
or a
true.
bad director.
The director is Jordan Vogt Roberts.
For Metal Gear,
Yeah, the one that did Kong Skull Island.
very different movie, but okay, it was a good movie.
I don't think I watched this one. No, I didn't.
Oh man,
How was it?
it was pretty good. It was actually a really good King Kong movie. You should probably watch it before you go watch Kong versus Godzilla.
I definitely should. Yeah, the
Yeah.
only one I saw was King Kong back in like '05 with Jack Black.
Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next article. Very strange game, that a trailer that came out. Uh, Let me know if you've heard this one, but Militianer.
The fuck is that?
The gameplay trailer came out. I don't think anyone knows what it is. I thought I should mention it because it's strange. It has a strange but interesting concept. So it's a first-person game. You play as a person trapped as a kind of prisoner in town. It's first person, and you attempt to escape the town however you can. It's open world ish, and but the catch is that in the center of town, there's a giant police officer overseeing the entire town, trying to keep you in. Like, I mean, like, his entire body is like enormous.
What the fuck is it? Can
It's
spell that for me?
You're gonna have to look it up. Militiiner. I think that's how it's spelled. So what's interesting about this game is that the game interacts with you through actual voice communication. So they respond to you in different ways based off of your response through the mic. Check it out. What do you think about that?
Oh, that is terrifying. What the fuck?
It is, right?
I was expecting like some futuristic robotic police officer.
No,
No, that's just
no.
a human.
Yeah.
No. That doesn't look fun at all.
Well, what do you think about the technology though? Like I don't you rarely see something like that. And I think it's been done before or attempted to be done and it hasn't really worked out so well. What are your thoughts on that?
It could either go really well or really, really bad. Because the games that have done it were, I wasn't it like Xbox games with the Kinect? They could like give it voice commands and shit like that.
Yeah, like Mass. Well, I mean, that's a little bit different because like Mass Effect did that. I remember playing it with Mass Effect, and you can kind of shout out the commands and they do it for you.
Didn't that Rome game do it?
Rome did it as well. It was the same thing, same concept. You were the controller essentially, which
Yeah, but
that's
also like
very
with kind
different
of like
though.
wonky in some aspects though.
Oh, of course, it wasn't that responsive, but
Yeah, so
but the thing is that with this technology, you're talking to someone and they're talking back to you. That's a bit different than just shouting out a command and then it does it. So the only thing I could think of that actually remotely did something like that was that old Dreamcast game, Seaman. Do you remember that?
with the creepy fish guy? Hell yeah.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy's face and or voice.
Yeah.
Please tell me you know who Leonard Nimoy is.
Yeah, Spock.
Okay, yeah, that was his voice.
Or Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts.
Was that seriously his voice?
In Birth by Sleep, yes.
I didn't know that.
Hmm. Then it was some other guy in 3, and in the DLC, it's Christopher Lloyd, who does a really amazing job.
Christopher Lloyd. Wow,
Christopher Lloyd, he does fucking amazing.
I didn't know that either. That's it. Really good cast for all throughout the franchise.
Yeah, fucking Mark Hamill was Ericus. He was also in Birth by Sleep.
Oh, gee, I don't know any of this.
In terms of the cast or who the actors are, because I will like.
Yeah, no, the
Okay.
cast. I
I
mean,
was like,
who's Mark Hamill?
and that's all. This will be the final episode of Drunken Guardian.
Yeah, just completely tarnish my nerdy reputation.
Meanwhile, you're just like aggressively typing, "Who is Mark Hamill?" But
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
the
mean,
technology, like right now, even now, I would think it's iffy. That's my opinion because it can't be accurate. We could barely talk to computers for it to type properly.
fucking, you could mention anything, and if you have Alexa, she'll be like, "What? What was that? You called for me?" And you're like, "No,
Right.
no."
That's
Um,
actually true. Like, what if you got to take into account accents and different languages and such?
because I mean, okay, it is a Russian developer, so I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have some like really heavy accents to work with
Hmm.
to kind of like fix some of that problem. But as of right now, we're kind of just going with the video games that have tried to do something similar and they kind of bombed it.
And
Because
they're actually fairly old too.
yeah, because when the fuck did that? What was it? Troy Fall of Rome, Rome Fall of Troy, whatever the fuck it was.
I think it was Troy Fall of Rome. Oh shit!
I
Actually,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
Point is that game came out when like the Xbox One came out. No,
Yeah, it was a release,
it was the launch.
console release. It's a
Yeah.
launch release game.
Okay. Damn, how long ago was that actually?
2009, 10? No,
2013.
bullshit. Sorry, that's way off. Yeah, 2013. 2013. Wait a minute. 2013?
The Xbox One was released.
Oh yes, it was
on
2013. Okay, okay. I'm trying to like have it like coincide with when I transferred to my final command when I was in the military, because I know that's when I had played the game.
Did you drink an Army Navy
I did drink an Army Navy.
when you were deployed?
Hell no, I wish I did. We
Was it
weren't
just
allowed to.
whiskey and ice?
We weren't allowed to drink on the ship. Like we had to. They allowed to let us drink for one day, and that was like on a what we called the Steel Beach picnic. We drank
What?
beers on top of the aircraft carrier for one
Steel
day.
Beach. I get it.
Yeah, get it?
Yeah, that's actually kind of neat. So I learned something new today.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of funny terms that they do.
That's
But
really cool.
yeah, go on about the
Back to the thing.
back to Rome.
Yeah, that was again 2013. So I had about 7, soon to be 8 years to like improve that kind of technology. Um, I don't know if that's all they're focusing on. Then maybe they did figure something out that's right. But for now, I'm like super jaded.
Yeah, well, same here. It
Fingers
was an
crossed.
interesting thing, but I just thought I'd mention it because it is very different.
Hmm.
They also did
Oh, of
mention
course.
in I think it was a Game Informer article. I'm not too sure where it came from, but they also said that the directors, or sorry, the developers are working on a text solution for it. I guess if the voice commands doesn't work out so well, then you can kind of text it or choose from selected command boxes or text boxes. So I guess they're coming out with different ideas just in case the voice command doesn't work out. So we'll see how that goes.
Or in case you got some dickheads that want to like make noise around you and fuck you up in the game.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, that's
didn't
true.
Alien Isolation do that actually? That you could play with the mic on and like your noises would attract the alien.
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah,
did do that.
yeah. And then with that, again, you can have some dickheads just immediately attract the alien in your vicinity.
Xbox turn off.
Oh shit! I
uh,
mean, hopefully they release more on it.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll keep you up to date on it if it turns out it's a dud or they're actually going to release it or not. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. For the final article that we're going to do, Kotaku has an article. They cite this information from Forbes magazine, which Forbes interviews a PS5 scalper and his thoughts on the backlash scalpers are receiving for their PS5 sales. So we all know they're buying a shit ton of systems and selling them for a profit. So here's what he has to say. Quotes, there seems to be a lot of bad press on this incredibly valuable industry, and I do not feel that it is justified. All we are acting as is a middleman for limited quantity items, said Jordan, whose group generates money by actively helping make limited quantity, hard to find items even more limited and hard to find.
Middleman, where?
Yeah, he's
The,
just trying to justify it.
no, of course, but a middleman makes it easier to kind of like get from point A to point B.
We'll get
Well,
there. We'll
easier.
get there.
Okay.
Hold on. So
Shit like this is annoying.
this is a separate quote from the same article. Essentially, every business resells their product, said Jordan. Tesco, for example, buys milk from farmers for 26 pounds or so per liter and sells it for upwards of 70 pounds per liter. No one ever seems to complain to the extent as they are currently doing towards ourselves. That this is not the same thing. They're robbing people of the opportunity to purchase the systems themselves. Milk, even at a higher price, can still be affordable. Buying a $400 to $500 system is still already expensive, and now you got to shell out more for it. Not only that, but you're using bots to do the work for you. Milk comes at a higher cost because of the labor put in. So you were saying about your thoughts on it.
Before I go back to that one, just to clarify this, the 26p, 70p, that's pence, so they're like equivalent in
Oh,
cents. So
okay, yeah,
otherwise, 70 pounds would be like pretty fucking expensive for like a liter of milk.
yeah. Okay,
So yeah, like for every liter, it's 70 cents.
gotcha.
Before we confuse one of the listeners.
Yeah, yeah. I was confused too then.
There's one thing that's over here that says that with the 25 consoles he purchased, he sold them for a 350 profit a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Now, quickly doing the fucking math on that, that's almost 9,000 fucking dollars that he made bonus.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. I think
To,
it's the smartest thing in the world, and it's the most assholest thing you can do in the
it
world.
is a smart thing, honestly. Like you're making your money off of it a fucking millionfold, and that's fine. But I, I can't personally say it's one of those like morally gray areas because you're okay for necessities like milk. It's fine. That's how most of like restaurants and other things work. Like, I used to work at this bakery that we would sell our croissants for about like almost $2, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was 15 cents for a huge fucking bundle of them. So we would order 3 of them that came with, let's say, 20, right? Each. So yeah, sure. We only paid 45 cents for that and whatever. But those are baked goods. Yeah, you could eat them. You're paying more for, how to put it. You pay more for resale than in production.
I mean, that's the way it goes anywhere and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everywhere.
Of course. So
Yeah.
with that, it's fine. The coffee beans that we would use and all these other things, they cost a lot less than what we actually sold them for. But to some people, these are necessities. For a, I guess, what would these be? Luxuries. Like for luxuries, there's no need to fucking do that. If you could purchase 25 of these luxuries, you don't need to fucking resell them for more because clearly you have enough to sustain yourself off of that. Like at that point, it's just greed, you know?
I mean, yeah. So you're saying like, because milk, for example, is something that you can get from not only from many different places, but you can buy them a lot more often or a lot more times than you would a PlayStation.
Of course. Because okay, with milk being a necessity, to purchase it from the farmers for, how would he say it, for 26 pence a liter and sell it over 70 cents per liter, we're not going to complain because we need it. We need it to live, right?
Yeah.
Oh god, this is just so fucking annoying.
It's annoying that he thinks that
That
he's
it's
okay
fine.
doing this stuff. That's the messed up part, and I don't think he understands that he is not a middleman because that's what Best Buy is. That's what Target is. That's what GameStop is. Those are the middlemen buying the systems from Sony in order to sell them to us
To make it available for the public.
to make it available for the public. So what he's doing is making it less available to the public and taking advantage of that.
I mean, even then, personally, there, as annoying as it is, it just, the complaints are necessary as the same way it's not necessary to bitch about, for him to, kind of be bitching about like, oh, we're getting all like this bad rep and whatever. With it with it being a luxury, you don't need it per se.
No, definitely not. But there are millions upon millions of people who are trying to get it and they can't thanks to people like him.
Yeah.
So it may not be a necessity, but it's definitely in demand, and they're making it difficult for it to be in demand, or sorry, difficult for it to have access to it.
I'm trying to look at it from like so many different angles, and
I'm trying to look at it as business aspect, and I do get it business wise. It's still a shitty thing to do, and I feel like this is just me myself, but like if I can get a profit off of this, I still wouldn't do it. I have a friend, a neighbor of mine, who he not only has he been looking for his own system, which he already did, by the way, but not only had he been looking for his own system, but he was looking for systems for his friends, for other people, for other family members. He's even helping me trying to find one. And you don't see him buying multiple systems and try to sell it as a profit. He's even told me he would buy the system at cost and sell it to someone at cost just so someone else could have access to it. He
I'll
makes
see
no
that,
profit from it.
that's completely different because he's clearly not a bad person.
Yeah.
He's trying to do what the other person wants. It's, how to put it, for no gain, he's willing to help somebody out, as opposed to this asshole that wants to buy 25 fucking consoles and be like, hey, now I'm going to charge you double for it.
Yeah. And he's not even really putting in that much of the effort. He's having the bots do most of the work.
Oh, of course.
So what is the effort that he's doing? He's writing the scripts for these bots. That's pretty much it. If anything, if he's not getting these scripts from somewhere else.
Hold on, I just skimmed over this one. Um, Apparently, it says that he's received several death threats from angry gamers.
Yeah, that's a little
That
extreme.
is,
That is a bit extreme. I can you can be angry, you can say whatever you want, but there's no reason for death threats for any reason.
yeah,
There really isn't. It's still just a game system. You'll eventually get it. I'm mad. I'll eventually get it though. It'll happen. I'm hoping at least by the summertime. And that's what is a death threat going to do? Is it going to
he's still
stop
going to do
him?
it.
Yeah, it's not going to stop him. And then if even if you try to attempt something in real life, all you're going to do is ruin your own life.
Yeah,
So just there's no reason.
because it's like, all right, for with trying to look at it from different angles and whatnot, it's it makes it difficult because I personally don't care who's scalping or whatever, even though it
Hmm.
is shitty. Because at the end of the day, like you said, you're going to get one, right? Eventually,
Yeah.
I'm going to get one. That is a loud ass car.
Yeah.
So there's no fucking point in it. You don't need it to survive. You could use that to, get something else, to get shit that you actually fucking need, like milk.
It's a lot of milk for 600, $500.
Well, I mean, cumulatively. But no, like even people that scalp Comic-Con tickets, that's pretty shitty.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah.
It's annoying, but it's nothing to like get all huffy and puffy about.
I feel like I would get more angry at Comic-Con tickets than access to a PlayStation 5 because Comic-Con only happens once a year.
I mean, yeah, I know, but there's always a whole thing of there's always next year, and even if you can't make it this year, yeah, it sucks, but you kind of just shrug and go on with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Because scalping is just shitty, whatever it is. But at the same time, like if it's already happening, it's already happening. There's no use. Oh God, there's no use crying over spilled milk. And here we go back to milk. It is pretty shitty that he's doing it, but personally, I'm like, fuck it. He already bought the 25. He already sold the 25. He made his 9K off of it. The hell is us complaining gonna do about it?
Yeah, I would like to know what anybody else thinks. Anybody is listening, send us an email about what your thoughts are on this. Is what he's doing, is that okay or is it wrong? I want to get more feedback on from different people on what they think about this.
And personally, I would actually like to know from a more specific thing. Is this PlayStation 5 thing really like impacting you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, me specifically, no. I mean, I'm still
No,
playing
no,
my
no. I don't mean
games.
you, but I mean like for people in general. Because I know again,
Yeah,
everybody wants it, but is it like really hindering them from doing anything?
no, because there's really nothing out there yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Because again, I'm in no fucking rush.
Hmm.
As I said before, it would just be a glorified Kingdom Hearts machine, and that's about it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but there's that. So we'll leave it at that because that's a big topic that like a lot of people might have different opinions about. I think majority would say that they disagree with what this guy
Oh, of
says,
course.
but I know there are people out there who are just like, hey, it's business, deal with it,
If you got to
and
make a buck, you got to make a buck.
that's fine too. That's fine. So we're just gonna move on to our next segment. We're gonna talk about our favorite game demos, whether it be PlayStation, Xbox, whatever it may be, past, present, future. Well, past or present, really.
Yeah, it was like,
So we'll get into that next. All right.
oh shit, there was something I forgot to mention.
What?
Kingdom Hearts is coming to PC, and I'm not too happy about it.
Jesus Christ! You're not gonna replay them all.
No, I'm not going to replay them for PC at all.
Oh, you're just not happy with like that it's coming out for PC?
Yeah, honestly,
That's funny.
because the modding community.
Oh, geez, that's very true.
I don't need Sora to have a fucking dick keyblade.
He's
And
gonna
mind
have
you-
a dildo keyblade.
Yeah, mind you, it's not like it's a personal bias on like modding against Kingdom Hearts, but just like the modding community in general is fucking stupid. Fuck it, I'll say that for next time if anything.
All right. Well, so we're back. Did you get a refill of your drink?
Oh, of course I did. This time it's the spiked Arnold Palmer.
Okay. All right.
How spiked? I don't know. I just poured.
The world may never know.
Yeah.
So we're going into demo disc. So I need to tell you this before we actually get into it. And this is not me gloating, I swear. But
Sounds like a humble brag.
I tried really hard to find like a demo that I played that I've never played the actual game. I've played so many games. I've gone through so many games. I've pretty much played everything any demo has to offer, at least in the past. So the demos that I'm going to name are demos that stick out to me and that I freaking love, but I have played them though.
Go on.
So
every game under the sun.
yeah, it's sad. I feel like in a way that I've played all these games, but yeah, it was difficult for me. So my first demo disc, it's a whole demo disc, which was the PS1 Underground, PlayStation Magazine Underground demo disc for IQ. Have you ever seen or played IQ?
No.
I think they have it now for the PlayStation Classic. I have the system, but I can barely remember what comes in it.
No, I've
And
looked it up and I've never fucking seen this shit before.
yeah, it's a puzzle game. And it was a very challenging, really fun puzzle game. And I played the shit out of it before I even touched the real game. I played that game forever, and it was short. Like the demo itself was short, I remember, and you could only get so far before it just boots you off of it, and you're done with the demo. But it was so much fun, so it really prepared me for the real game, and it was really cool. It's hard for me to explain how the game works, but just imagine a bunch of like cubes coming at you, and you have to kind of go under them or figure out a way around them or to block them or to stop them in some sort of way to move on to the next level. And every level had its own type of obstacles with these cubes. So yeah, that's my first one.
Huh.
I know I did a shitty job trying to explain it, but it since it's been so long I could barely remember what the rules of the game were.
I mean, you did a fine job explaining it because the pictures they don't help either.
Yeah, you'd have to really look up a video.
Well, I'm not gonna do it right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. For me, it would. I think these two are on the same disc. Actually, my first one and the second one I'm gonna name after. But I never played the actual game of this, but it was for the PlayStation 1, and I don't remember what demo disc this was on either. But do you know of Tomba?
Oh, I love Tomba. Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing you played it. That one I
Yeah.
played the demo for, and I played it continuously.
Yeah. It was one of those first games that did kind of like a quote unquote 3D, where it's like you jumped back and forth from the foreground and the background. Yeah.
Yeah. That just like the music. I still remember the soundtrack for the demo at least.
I honestly can't.
Well, I'm not gonna
go ahead, sing it. You could do it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have that many drinks in me yet.
Yeah. How far could you get in it? Did they give you just one level? Because I can't remember.
Let me see. I think until the boat.
I don't know what that is.
There was some fucking like ape looking dude that like had some boat off to the side.
So you got up to it was like a boss battle?
No, it wasn't a boss battle. But the demo was quite lengthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So well worth it then.
Yeah. I also love the character because of his hair.
Yeah, it was pretty
pink
cool.
Spiky hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you are into pink like that too. You're one of the few people that I know that can rock pink really well.
Dude, pink is such a nice color. My mouse right now.
Not everyone could fit
pink lights.
Pink doesn't fit well for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah. Well, so my second one is Ape Escape. Do you remember that game?
Oh, fuck me, yeah.
So I played the demo before the game came out, and this was when they were trying to market not the dual shock, but the dual stick analog controllers. This, PlayStation was the first ones that, to add the double sticks, and they needed something to really market the controller. So this game came out and used it very well. So it was a lot of fun. So I had the dual stick and I played the demo, and it drove me crazy how well it worked. You could swing a net with like the right stick while still trying to move around with the left stick, and then like the D-pad was used for something else, I believe. So it was it was like an early version of, you would think of what a twin stick shooter would be, except you're using a net to catch the monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool. And then it's like I remember like you could like spin the right joystick, and he like twirls his one of the items, so it makes it like a kind of like a helicopter, and you could fly around or glide around the place. So that was a really cool concept at the time. So I remember that a lot. That is basically that demo showing off the technology that would be like a normal thing for us now.
Which is a very normal thing for us now.
Yeah. Like I don't know what we would do without joysticks now. In fact, if anything, I was trying to hook up my PlayStation Classic lately, and I was trying out some of my old games, and I still tend to move my thumbs where the joysticks would be, and they're not there.
You hate to see it. Ape Escape, holy shit! Fucking I'll be honest. My only experience with Ape Escape is the Metal Gear Solid 3 collaboration
with the little monkeys around the levels.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's like as far as it goes for me.
It was definitely a fun game. I think there were, I can't remember how many monkeys. Were there 100? And I got really close. I remember getting really close to catching them all, but I never did. Obviously, you don't have to catch them all to finish the game.
Maybe you should emulate it.
Maybe. Well, no. How do you do that? Well, I would have to do that on my PC, because my PC controller would have joysticks.
Yeah.
No,
of course.
Yeah.
I'd play it with no joysticks. Second one for me would be Jersey Devil.
Jersey Devil.
It was a little cartoon platformer. He looked like he was like straight out of Animaniacs. So the art style was like really what captured me at the time as a kid, being like fucking 4 years old.
Huh.
The platforming was wonky as shit, I'll tell you that. Because you could like glide with him, but the controls weren't exactly the best per se.
This looks very much like a Bubsy skin.
I think it was around the time that like the 3D platformers are kind of being a thing, like Gex.
Yes.
That thing?
Yes. Yeah, I can see that. This does not look familiar at all.
Really?
No.
Huh.
And here I'm here saying that I played it all, and I'm looking at this now.
Apparently not. But it was pretty interesting. Like everything was basically like Halloween themed. But it was cute. I liked it.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
The pumpkins made a very distinct noise when you like collected them. But
so it focused on Halloween, or it was just like a dark?
It was just like kind of a dark Warner Brothers-esque theme, if anything.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'll look up some gameplay later.
Yeah, you'll see the jank for sure.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be jank in every PS1 game now.
To an extent, I think.
Yeah. Well, my final one, I love this one the most, the biggest one. This was a demo that came out with a game that I wanted to play so badly, and I got to buy the game. Came with the demo. One of my favorite PS1 games, Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Do you remember that game,
dude? That was going to be my third.
Is that your third?
It was going to be. Now I have to change.
Well, that was your that's the demo that you played.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual retail game though came with a demo. Do you remember what that was for?
No, sir. I didn't play the retail game, nor did I have it.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, really?
I fucking love that demo.
I mean, you love the game, don't you?
Huh? Oh, I love that game. Yeah, like if you know, I always say that 7 is my favorite, and a very close second is Final Fantasy VIII. And the demo, you play the beginning part, and I remember getting so excited over that gunblade, like the system with the gunblade.
Mm-hmm.
And the cinematics was so much better than 7. And the music, it was like operatic. It was just so good. So good. So I actually played the demo probably more than I did the game. Even though I did beat the game eventually. For those who've never played Brave Fencer, it was like, just think of like a samurai feudal Japan Mega Man game with like, you know, a guy with a sword
and like a medieval kind of era.
Yeah, yeah. It was a very strange amalgamation of eras and time and stuff like that. But the gist of it was that you can kill these enemies and you can gain certain powers from them and use those powers like to solve puzzles or to defeat certain enemies or bosses and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, Final Fantasy VIII demo, that was by far my favorite.
Holy shit. I had no idea that it came with that. So now I'm between like 3 demos.
So you'd have to choose something else now that I took your Brave Fencer.
Yeah, of course. So these 3 I could pick for sure in the same category of yours, as in like, oh, I played the demo and the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could actually pick my favorite one from it. So I'll pick from the other 2. From Metal Gear Solid 2, there was a demo in the game.
Do you know what it was? Demo for part 2. Is that for that hack and slash thing in the dream? What was that? No, that was 3. Do you remember Snake falls asleep in a prison cell and then he dreams about like this hack and slash
zombie hunter thing?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about.
That was weird as hell.
The demo in part 2.
Mm-hmm. It came included with a demo for a game.
Oh, okay, separately, but yes. in the packaging. I don't know.
Zone of the Enders.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Have you played it?
Yes.
That's one that I've like played the demo for. I fell in love with that shit, and I was like, I want to play the game.
Yeah, I do remember that actually. Zone of Enders was awesome. That was another Hideo game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The controls were really weird at first, but like it was so well done. The XYZ axis and all the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really felt you were controlling the mech.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan of mech games actually.
Really?
But that one was a lot of fun. Yeah. I really did like that one.
That's interesting that you say that.
I mean, I think what it is about mech games that I don't like is mostly like the slow mechanics to like the giant mechs and stuff like that. But when it comes to like mech games that are fast paced like that one, and very few of them are fast paced like that one, those I can get into a little bit more.
No, I get it actually. But yeah, I'll just reveal like the all-time favorite demo that I played then. That like and you'll do one for yourself. Fucking Guitar Man.
Of course. What
demo for that one?
But you got to play the full game, right?
Yeah, but I played the demo first.
Okay.
Because that one came with it came with Parappa the Rapper 2, Kinetica, some DJ game, Maximo Ghost of Glory. It came also with a Legacy of Kain game, Soul Reaver, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
And it had Guitar Man as well with something. I can't remember everything that was on it. But yeah, when I played the demo, it was Mojo King B stage. Holy shit. It whooped my ass. But yeah, eventually I got the game and fucking fell in love with that shit.
Yeah, Guitar Man was pretty cool.
So what, was 8 your all-time favorite demo?
Man,
better for that actually.
So I mean, if I had to say, it would still just be the Final Fantasy VIII demo.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know what really like hits me with like the nostalgia feels?
What is it?
Is the demo that came with the PlayStation 1 system.
You're gonna have to enlighten me here because I have no idea.
Yeah. So it didn't come with any games. It was a tech demo. And what it did was like play around with like physics. It had a bunch of videos for upcoming games, but it didn't like have any gameplay. One of them comes to mind where you get to like control a T-Rex and kind of just like get an idea of what a T-Rex will look like 3D, like fully rendered 3D for the PS1. And I remember before I owned my own PS1, I remember playing the PS1 that my dad had because he bought it when it first came out. And all I did was play that tech demo. Like eventually he had games like Tekken. I got to play Tekken. I got to play Resident Evil, things like that. But like the first thing that I played a lot of was a simple tech demo.
That's a very sweet answer, honestly.
So that's more of the nostalgia thing for me.
No, I mean that counts
than anything else. Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would have been like though.
It's janky as hell, you would think. Now. But back then it was impressive. Like you didn't see 3D models like, that very often
Oh no, see,
and
but
very
that's
clearly.
also what I meant, like how it would have been back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's a T-Rex. That's really cool. I actually had no idea that it came with a tech demo.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm looking at it right now on YouTube.
Is it just like you remember? Oh,
Yeah. Oh wow. I'm still kind of amazed actually. This is my first time looking at it.
snarl, open mouth, head right, head left.
Yeah, and you can kind of move around the model. You can go over, under.
Not for nothing, it's actually kind of terrifying.
Yo, do you have any idea how I felt as a child playing the first Tomb Raider game and a massive just
The
T-Rex starts chasing her? Yo, that shit scared the hell out of me as a child. I did not want to get through that level without some help because I couldn't face that T-Rex.
Dude, this is kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Like the story behind it was really sweet when he told me, but like looking at the actual tech demo itself, I'm like, why were you excited to do this?
Yeah, it was mostly I mean, remember back then it was mostly the excitement of how advanced our technology has gotten so far, especially like towards video games. Because although I owned a lot of systems and I've been a gamer since like Nintendo, so I've had an NES, I've had a Super NES, I've had a Genesis, I had a Game Boy. I wouldn't call myself hardcore until I got my first PS1.
So
Or at
you were
least played my
softcore
first
before you were
PS1.
hardcore.
I was soft core first,
Mhm.
double X, not triple X.
Stupid.
so yeah, like when I noticed how the technology was advancing, and and in the technology also went from cartridges to discs for that matter, I was just like, oh shit, like gaming is getting more and more serious. This is crazy stuff. I need to get more into this, and that's when my life was taken away with gaming.
I'm still watching this T-Rex and I'm still like really creeped out.
Oh man, this makes me want to play the first Tomb Raider now.
Go for it.
Actually, I was thinking too. This is something else I would like to get some community feedback with. I know we don't have too many people responding to it, but I would love some people to let me know if they would like to see like a retro gaming stream. Because I have my PlayStation 1 Classic, I have my NES and Super NES Classics, and of course there are emulators that I could work with that I could stream some old school gaming if anybody wants to see that.
Could you stream ActRaiser?
Oh fuck yeah, I'm dying to play ActRaiser actually.
I'm actually willing to watch that too.
Yeah, you said you never got to see that game, right, or play it?
No, I only
After
saw
I mentioned it.
No, it was just screenshots of it.
Yeah, honestly that would probably be one of my first games I'd play. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe like once a week, just do some retro gaming.
Just make sure to start with ActRaiser before anything.
The problem with that is that back then the games were so hard. Like I'd be so frustrated trying to like get through a bunch of levels in
But
one
also,
stream.
to be fair, that's like the novelty of what games were back then.
Yeah.
Because what is it? Okay, so there was on occasion, like on YouTube, I just find like any random streamer to kind of just like start watching and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this one guy was playing Chronicles of Riddick, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. Fucking Assault on Dark Athena.
Yeah.
So, there was one part that I found really funny because he was like picking a difficulty and it was easy, normal, hard. So then the entirety of chat was just like, "Oh, hard, 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 pick hard, blah blah blah," and he's like, "No. 2004 hard and 2020 hard are two separate kinds of hard.
Very different things. Yeah.
Very different kinds of hard." Because
That's
now
very true.
It's I don't know. Hard now isn't that difficult. It still holds your fucking hand.
I think it's mostly because save points, checkpoints, we got these hard drives that save everything, all your progress. Aside from having a easy, normal, hard mode, like all those little commodities that we get in a game as well kind of help you along with it.
Oh, of course. Because I could tell you right now, if you played fucking Brave Fencer Musashi, if there was a difficulty thing, I don't remember that. But if you played that shit on hard, it'll kick your ass now.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it
Being
would.
used to what you're used to.
Actually, even ActRaiser, because ActRaiser was one of those hack and slashes where you had to kind of memorize where each enemy is, like when it pops out, and it was also one of those games where you know how like you go forward in a level, and then when you go back, the enemies respawn.
Oh yeah, of course.
It was one of those things too. So it was a pain in the ass sometimes, like having to go backwards, and then you respawn an enemy, it just fucks you up.
Yeah, one of my favorite games is Mega Man X.
Yeah,
and they have the same fucking thing. So you could either exploit it to like help farm for either health for your E-tanks or just like ammo for like your other forms.
yeah.
But if you were just starting the game off and you like took a few steps forward, you're fighting an enemy, you move like a bit back just to avoid some shots, and you get hit from left of the screen. Hell no, shit pissed you off. Because it's like, okay, now I'm just facing this one guy. No, you're facing two. Why? Because he spawned again.
Exactly.
But that's what made it fun too. That's the thing. As we discussed before, like lowering difficulty is annoying to me.
It is. I think what'll make the like, for example, emulators and the classic systems a little bit easier, even though they're old school games, is the fact that you can put save states anywhere you want. So you can kind of go back in the progress. I think you could even rewind actually in some of the systems. Pretty sure you could rewind on the Nintendo, I think it was. So that helps also.
Huh.
So yeah, I guess I can stream this stuff and it won't be as frustrating. Maybe. Maybe.
Rewind.
If I can rewind. Because I don't think people want to just see me die a million times because they can't get through the first level, you know?
I mean, I would like to see that. Not in a kind of, oh, you should keep dying or whatever, but it's just like that's how the game was made.
That's how it was.
That's how it's supposed to be played. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then there are people who just want to progress and they just want to see progress. And I don't know.
You got to fucking earn progress.
Hell yeah. Preach. Back to the demo stuff. It's sad.
Difficulty.
It's sad that they don't like really do demos as often anymore. They mostly want your money first, and then you have to decide if you like it or not. You know,
and return it or whatever.
And then, well, if they even allow it at that point, that all depends on policies and stuff. Like,
yeah, because isn't PlayStation kind of wonky where it's like if you already downloaded it, then you can't return the game?
If you already and it depends on the situation. It's a case by case. But yes, if you already downloaded it, if you've already played it, I think if it's been an hour or two of play time, then they won't refund it. And that was the issue that a lot of people had when they were trying to return Cyberpunk.
Here we go.
Yeah, that a lot of people were trying to. They were genuinely trying to get through the game and they couldn't. So they've gone past that threshold of 2+ hours, and they couldn't get a return back. So, but eventually, Sony caved in, but it gave a lot of consumers a hard time. But demos, yeah, I mean, you see it every now and then. You have a demo. I mean, look at for example, we talked about the Monster Hunter demo. They released that. Nintendo does it more often than Sony or Microsoft.
Oh, definitely. Their online service might be shit, but at least they still let you try a fucking game out.
Yeah, they're very much more consumer friendly. In fact, there was, I believe it's Hitman, the new Hitman game that came out. They have it for the Nintendo Switch. But the catch is that the actual game you can't download. You have to stream it. So what they do is that they force you to play the demo to see if you like it before they allow you to even buy the game.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So that way they don't get a lot of angry people buying this game that has to run through the internet, and then they find out that they don't like it or want it.
I liked the concept of having to play the demo, but I just don't like the concept of having to stream the game.
Oh yeah, I agree. I wouldn't play it on Switch at all because of that.
But, yeah. Well, first off, I wouldn't play it on Switch at all.
Yeah, it's not one of those games where you need a small screen. I mean, if anything, you're going to use the big screen for it, but you want a fast running system for a game like that.
Oh, of course. Fucking what is it? Playing Deadly Premonition right now. I'm playing it on the Switch as Origins,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm fucking loving it. I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end,
Mm-hmm.
or at least I keep thinking I'm close to the end. But that's one of those games that if I was to fully play like in like one sitting, if anything, I would definitely want to do it on either the original Xbox 360 version or the PS3. Because one thing about the Switch version is that it keeps on shutting down randomly.
Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting wouldn't be the right word.
Why would it do that?
I don't know. It just keeps saying an unexpected error occurred.
Wow.
Game is shut down, and I'm like, all right. And mind you, I have the physical copy too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one huge issue for me.
Huh.
Because before like an actual fight that I had to like go through, something told me you're gonna have to save now, and then go through the door. So I saved, and mind you, I was excited to get to the fight too. So I saved, I shaved in the game, and then I went through the door. The moment that loading screen hit, the black screen came on, and I was like, "Yep, there it is."
Hmm.
So yeah, for like a smoother experience, you don't want to go for the Switch version.
Well, that's good for those who are thinking about it.
I mean, who the fuck plays Deadly Premonition now, anyways?
Well, it's a cult following. A lot of people want to replay the game over again, or people want to understand what the big deal was about it, so they'll get it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's good.
It's Twin Peaks the game.
Yeah. So I heard. I actually didn't play much of it. I played.
Dude, oh my god, you should fucking play it because it's like
I rented it a long time ago. Yeah, on a GameFly. I used to have a GameFly subscription.
Oh my god.
And I got through, I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 hours of the game, and I was like, this is some dumb shit. And of course I brought it back. Well, so I'm gonna cut it off from there. We're gonna end it there, and I have a question for next week, our community question.
Okay, good. I was like looking at my microphone, like, are you gonna ask the question?
Yeah, of course. We got this. It'll be the last thing we got to do. So, for those who don't know, I'll ask. We'll both ask a community question at the end of the episode.
One or the other.
Post it up on. One or the other. One of us will ask a question, and I will post up the question on either or on both our Instagram and our TikTok. And you guys can leave a comment on there, so that way you guys can get a shout out and get your voices out there. So that way we can grow the community and kind of get you guys to be a part of the show. So the community question for this week is, what video game world would you like to live in and why? So we'll talk about that next week. Give you some time to think about it for a little while also, and leave a comment afterwards. And also don't forget to check out the TikTok for the Guess the Game that I do on TikTok. So you guys can guess the game that I'm asking you, and you'll get a shout out whoever wins first, whoever gives the answer first.
And as co-host, I will not participate.
I would hope not.
I'll just make a fake account so you could shout me out.
Although the funny thing is with that, maybe I should stop doing it, but we'll see. Is I've been throwing in a lot of retro games out there, and not many people have been guessing those lately. So I don't know how many retro games you'd be able to guess yourself.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm
talking like Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
I used to emulate a bunch of shit.
You youngins, in your PlayStation 2s.
And your PlayStation 2s. I played PlayStation 1 and N64.
I tease this one. But
actually, also, I think that the community should also ask some questions here and there, and then we'll pitch them if we find them interesting enough.
Yeah, definitely. I would want them to do whatever they can, or whatever they feel like is right for the show. Ask your own questions. If you have any suggestions for questions, for games, for articles that you might want to talk about, some topics you guys want to talk about, just send an email, and I'm down for that. Hell yeah.
We're all one community here.
One happy nerdy family.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. All you nerds out there, all you gamers, enjoy the rest of the week.
All you
We'll
freaks
see
and
you,
geeks, right?
freaks and geeks. Yeah. So, we'll see you again next week. Adios.
Cheers, guys.